the arcane, and the eerie. Today's quest leads us into the mystic past where shadows whispered secrets and blood flowed in rituals steeped in mystery. From civilizations lost to time to the haunting legends that have transfixed generations, brace yourselves for a chilling odyssey into the enigmatic world where the crimson thread of life intertwines with the darkness. Let's consider the profound symbolism of blood, the life force that courses through our veins, the essence of vitality and power. Ancient cultures, shrouded in the mystique of ritual, believed in the transformative properties of this sacred fluid. From the sacred rites of Mesopotamia to the cryptic ceremonies of ancient Egypt, our ancestors sought communion with forces beyond our mortal comprehension. In the intricate web of folklore and mysticism, the vampire emerges as a spectral figure, echoing the whispers of ancient deities who once held sway over the hearts and minds of civilizations. As we peel back the layers of myth, we can find an intriguing connection between the blood-hungry creatures of the night and the gods to whom ancient cultures made solemn sacrifices. Considering the shadowy rites of ancient Mesopotamia, where the divine dance between mortals and gods unfolded in sacred rituals, blood, revered as the essence of life, was offered as a tangible link between earthly existence and the ethereal realm. It's here that we begin to sense a subtle resonance with the vampire, a nocturnal being sustained by the very life force once presented to appease divine entities. Let's venture into the mystic realms of ancient Egypt, where pharaohs sought immortality through elaborate ceremonies and the symbolic journey to the afterlife. Blood, as a conduit of vitality, mirrors the vampiric thirst for the elixir of life, a parallel between the immortal aspirations of rulers and the timeless allure of creatures that linger in the shadows. The Passover account in the book of Exodus, the final and most haunting of the 10 plagues that befell Egypt, is the death of their firstborn. To safeguard their households from this divine retribution, the Israelites are instructed to mark their doorposts with the blood of a sacrificed lamb. The angel of death, upon seeing this sign, passes over these homes, sparing the firstborn sons. Here, blood becomes a protective agent, a shield against divine wrath, embodying both sacrifice and salvation. An eerie parallel of blood as a source of both danger and redemption, echoing the dichotomy found in the Passover narrative. The Aztecs, under the gaze of their sun god, Huitzilopochtli, engaged in sacrificial rites to ensure the cosmic balance. Blood flowed as an offering to celestial forces, drawing an uncanny parallel to the vampiric lore, where creatures seek sustenance from the very essence that once fueled the rituals of ancient civilizations. Thank you so much for watching. So Ancient here. We cover everything from myths, legends, to religion. So if you like this type of content, please subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share this out just to mess with your religious friends. And thank you for your time. Let's talk about vampires. What are they? Where did they come from? How has the lore changed over the years? Obscured by folklore and myth, the vampire emerges, a being that has traversed centuries, leaving a mark on the collective imagination of cultures worldwide. From those ancient ceremonies of human sacrifice to the candlelit chambers of medieval Europe, The vampire's silhouette has danced through the pages of human history. Its origins are shrouded in the rich tapestry of diverse cultures, where whispers of blood-drinking entities transcended borders and evolved into tales of the undead. Eastern Europe, where the darkened woods harbored mysteries and superstitions, the vampire found a home in Slavic folklore. These creatures, known as Nosferatu or Strigoi, were believed to rise from their graves, seeking the blood of the living to sustain their unholy existence. As the medieval era unfolds, the vampire, weaving itself into the fabric of Gothic literature and folklore. The chilling tales of Carmilla, Dracula, and Lord Byron's poetic creations breathe new life into the undead, transforming them from local legends to enduring symbols of both terror and fascination. Across continents, the vampire's narrative echoed in various forms, from China to the Philippines. Each culture lent its unique brushstroke to the canvas of the vampire lore, enriching the mythos with diverse nuances and interpretations. The 19th and 20th centuries witnessed a renaissance of vampire stories, with Bram Stoker's Dracula casting its long shadow over literature and eventually the silver screen. The vampire, once a creature lurking in the folklore of Eastern Europe, became a global icon of Gothic romance and horror. What's wild is, across Europe during the 17th and 18th centuries, bodies were actually being exhumed for suspicion of vampirism. They had a lack of understanding of decomposition during those times, so when they would see that hair, beards, or fingernails have grown, it would further their suspicion and cause a panic. Have you ever seen those vampire hunter boxes they used to sell? Those were for killing vampires. The panic was very real. There's been rumors of these creatures coming from beyond the grave into this realm of existence for centuries, millennia, who knows how long. Some early accounts report hearing noises or growling from the grave. When their bodies were exhumed, articles of their clothing was chewed, even pieces of their flesh, from inside the coffin, but no real direct correlation with blood. That came later as the vampire mythos evolved. However, these were just elements of the myth because these claims weren't really based on factual evidence. So let's talk about the blood. Naturally, it's going to be important in any ancient religion because it's precious. You need it to live. If you lose too much of it, you die. Blood is by far the most sacred of all substances. It was even believed that by consuming it, you would gain the life force of its donor. It was both very potent and very, very powerful. Disclaimer, I'm going to be making some metaphorical connections only by discussing ancient rituals and practices and comparing them to modern day rituals and practices for research and entertainment purposes only. I recognize that beliefs are deeply personal and they should be respected. Thank you. Blood was so precious, in fact, that it was believed that you could atone for your transgressions by spilling it. For the life of the flesh is in the blood. I have given it to you upon an altar to make atonement for your souls. For it is the blood that makes an atonement for your soul. Leviticus 17, verse 11. Blood was believed to have atoning power, symbolizing the purification and forgiveness of sins. The act of sprinkling blood on the altar or people was a ritual that reinforced the covenantal bond. The idea that the life of the creature is in the blood underscores the sacredness of life. Offering the blood of animals was a way of acknowledging God as the giver and sustainer of life. Moving forward in time from the days of Moses to the first few decades of the Common Era, we have Jesus of Nazareth. One striking parallel we can draw is the symbolism of blood in Christian rituals. The concept of blood holds immense significance, symbolizing sacrifice, redemption, and the establishment of a new covenant. The Eucharist, a central Christian ritual, involves the symbolic consumption of bread and wine, representing the body and blood of Christ. This act, in a metaphorical sense, mirrors the idea of gaining spiritual sustenance and eternal life through a divine source. Like many other ancient deities, Jesus was also said to have come back to life from beyond the grave. The belief is that Jesus died on the cross and rose again, conquering death and offering the promise of eternal life. Let's understand that the vampire is far more than a literary creation or a cinematic icon. Legends of this creature date back from the most ancient of times and still captivates our imaginations today. This is so ancient. I want to thank you for watching. If you would, please subscribe, hit the like button. This concludes my episode on blood rituals and the vampire, and thank you for your time.